Check stats. Make sure we're live.
Discord says we're live.
Discord says we're live. Well, then we must be live. Oh, wait. It says offline, but maybe that's how far behind we're going to be now. Hi, everyone. I'm Heidi. This is
Sadie.
And now we're live. And we're playing Mother 3.
What?
That's what I swear it said. Well, we just went to break. So, we're not even going to tell you who we are yet. And we're playing Mother 3. What?
Sound.
Okay, we have sound. Okay, see? Playing Mother 3.
Mm.
Oh.
It says detective, a modern crime board.
All right. But underneath, it's underneath.
No, it says detective.
Okay. All right. Okay. I believe you. I'm sharing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, so what are we doing today? This is Girls Game 2, in case you didn't know. But if you're watching, you might know. And we're playing, it's our adventure game week, which we normally choose from. We have a stash of adventure games, like Stuffed Fables, Arabian Nights, Mice Mystics, which are basically like a story game.
Campaigns.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, choose your adventure kind of.
This is not a choose your adventure.
This is not a choose.
It specifically says it's not.
No.
Kind of is, but I mean, it specifically is like.
It just doesn't want to be called that.
Yeah.
That's all. Because it really is. But this is kind of all new kind of thing because, as you can tell, we will be using the internet to play this. But it is not a video game. It is a board game. What? It's kind of like a hybrid. Yeah. So we're going to try this. Hey, now it says we're on.
You guys want to see the board.
Boop,
There's the board.
Hey, look who's watching.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. Well, she might not be watching. She might have just seen the thing. Well, hey, Jackie. Yeah, we decided to go ahead and play it today because we were like, ooh, this looks good. And it was one of them that we were planning on, and they build on each other. And so, yeah. And you're welcome to come join us. What am I doing? I'm sharing. Like, so Sadie has been like zooming through these instructions to make sure we kind of know what we're doing, because you know we never really do know what we're doing. Ah, here it is. So share, please. Copy link. Yes. Oh wow, so many noises. I thought I turned mine down. And then she's going to kind of explain to me, because have I been paying attention? What we're doing. Are we live? No, we are live. No, really, we are, I swear. We may not know what's going down, but we are. All right, we're live, and this is our little thingamabobber. We're going to paste that. Oh, she finally found it. See, she was actually just looking for one thing.
No, I was not.
But she had to read through the entire book to get it. So I'm going to say right there, rules fail.
No. Okay, guys, the rules are actually laid out really well.
Oh, okay.
I was reading the rules because I needed to, because there's a lot going on here.
Ooh.
But they keep mentioning these skill tokens, and I'm like, are you going to get to them? Are you going to tell me what the fuck they are? The answer is yes, but not until you reach almost the end.
Not until you read everything.
Which is good, because I needed to read it.
That's
I'm going to be referring to it a lot. But
we are live. Yes, we are. Live. I swear it. So continue and publish it. And now you all know. And now you can find it. All right, so.
You have research.
Welcome. I have research. Is this my duder?
Yeah.
I am. Nope, you can't see that.
Oh, here. I got you.
You got me?
I got you.
I am. There we go. Jack Coleman. I like this name. Wait. Hold still. I'm talking to myself.
You hold still.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking to myself. Oh my God. Stop.
Do I put all of them? I don't put all of them. Oh.
Seriously? Oh my. There. Jack Coleman.
Nailed it.
It's still not focused. Maybe we should focus that bitch.
Hey, buddy. Hey,
Buddy.
Hey.
You. Alright, so it's not our best camera. It's actually our third best camera. Our best camera's on our faces. Even though I'd like it to be on our board, on our table. But our best camera has a really, really mount. And it's really hard to do. Although I wonder, I might be able to do it with that new thing. I should try that. Anyway. So, this is who I am. Jack
Coleman.
Yeah, maybe if I do this, maybe that would help. Probably not. But it will make it so you can see more. And I can always move it later. Alright, Jack Coleman, who is a former cop. Jack has been in this business his whole life, an experienced cop who has seen it all. Really, this is who I'm playing? When investigators take write a report action, add 2 stars to the token pool instead of 1.
That's brilliant.
Oh, is it? Is that good?
That is good.
Hey, I'm glad she knows.
That's very good.
That's gonna put this shit on me.
What? Oh, fix it then.
I'm gonna work on that right now.
Okay.
Why are you doing that?
I'm playing Mia Roberts. She has things that she does, but
Yeah.
I'm busy reading about authority tokens.
Oh, another token.
They have a lot of
Uh-oh.
tokens. They have
There it is.
authority tokens. They
Uh-huh.
have ability tokens. They have exhaustion tokens. They have other
The
stuff.
shit tokens. Oh, that's already better, don't you guys think?
Is it on auto? It is on auto.
No, it wasn't. Or it was, and I took it off.
Oh, well, that's great. Leave it. Beautiful. Marvelous. We'll just...
Well, what I can do is put it on auto from here, and it just fucked it up.
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay, I'm taking it off auto.
Also allows investigators to persuade
Seriously.
superiors and subordinates just to the right.
Okay.
Investigators
We're
will
gonna
choose 1 hour
keep
each
it off
to
auto.
use
All right.
report action.
So, yeah, did you just say porn action?
Write a report action.
Oh, I'm calling that porn action from now on. It's
Jack.
porn action.
You
time.
look exactly like the kind of person that would say porn action. Look at this. Porn
Jack.
action.
Cool. And this is her. Did you see her?
Me, I chose them randomly. I feel like that needs to be said.
Oh, whoa.
I chose
Damn,
them
I
randomly.
swear I haven't been drinking. Although, no, I didn't put any wine in the chili. I was going to.
And so when you choose,
Oh, it looks
Each-
good up there.
each player chooses one, and then the others are put in the consultants. The back of the card is, you flip it over.
Oh, we
There's a
split.
consultants on the
Oh,
back.
so we have Hope as a consultant. These are our consultants here.
Yes.
Let's see if you can make it so you can see them. There we go. Consultants. These are our consultants. Now you know, so you can say, hey, no, consult them. All right. But before that, dun, dun, dun.
Sorry,
Okay, no, you're fine. I just need to do this. So we're back to, all right, so do I enter something here? Do you know that part?
No, we haven't started yet.
Oh, my bad.
Finish a case. We haven't finished a case. We haven't even started a case.
You
Okay,
know what?
investigators. Detective is for
Mhm.
1 to 5 players. We got 2. Each of whom must choose one investigator that they will play. We just chose randomly.
We have
The
done
main
that.
features of a character are the abilities and skills. Skills are simply added to the token pool at the start of a case. So this is our token pool.
Token pool.
Skills.
Here, we want you to be able to see some of this. Let me put that back up.
Skills.
There we go. Hi, thank you for following Pixel Seth.
Hello.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Abilities let you gain or spend authority tokens and use them to gain new actions not provided by the basic rules. All abilities can be used only once per day after provided. Blah, 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 blah.
I have to now get hand sanitizer because I just licked my hands in front of
Depending on the
everyone.
number of players, you will be assisted by 0 to 4 consultants at the beginning of the game. Gather all the skill tokens given to you by the consultants and add them to the token pool. So we get one little Joker dude. We get 2 little magnifying glass dudes. And we get two little computer
I'm going to
dudes.
show off my skills today. I have been a bacon food. Been trying out some holiday recipes. And look at this cute little acorn cakelet I made. Here, I got to turn around. I'm all lit. You can tell from my hand the size. Thank you for following. That is
You
A
might
ounce?
just have really big hands.
Maybe I do. Here, put it on your hand.
No.
No. So also this week, no, you can't have my acorn. My doggy's Salty's trying to get the acorn. I have been doing some 3D printing. So I searched. Let's see if I can move this without it all coming apart. I searched and I searched and I searched for a miniature display. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Aha! So it's not done yet because I have a lot more miniatures, but I have been 3D printing this out and I'm going to paint it. So if I get close, you'll see it's kind of dungeon-like. So let's see. I wonder if I could bring it down here and you can see it on here. Oh yeah, it's from above. So you see, it's got some really nice detail. Once it gets painted, it's going to be pretty cool. And they're all modular and they're super light. And so I was really, really psyched when I found this. It's called Walhalla, if you guys want to look it up. So, yeah, I have a lot more to print, but I had to show that off, too. So, I've just been a busy foo today. Well, this week. How about you? Have you just been working, or have you done... Yes.
What have I done this week?
Yeah, what have you done this week? We're checking in with everyone. Everyone, say hi to Salty. She wants to be part of this. She wants to be an investigator.
This week, I worked, and I worked some more, and I went to class, and...
Did you do a solo?
Well, yeah, I did 2 solos.
What'd you sing?
I sang Some Things Are Meant to Be from Little Women,
Where are you going?
and I sang
Where are you
Greenfinch
going?
and Linnet Bird.
I don't know where she thinks she's going. Where do
And
you
I sang
think you're going?
Greenfinch and Linnet Bird from
You are
Sweeney Todd.
just hyper. Yeah, you are. What's up? That's not a real turkey. Fantastic. I didn't hear the last song because it's Salty, but I'm sure it was fantastic. Maybe if we're really good, we'll get her to sing one of them one of these days on stream. Oh, Salty thinks that sounds boring. She's showing. All right, so what are you doing? What are we playing? How do we play this? We're in case 1. There's 5 cases. I read they were going to build on top of each other. And I also read, or I heard her read actually, that to be careful about following too many leads because you can go down this rabbit hole of too much information and get bogged down. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen either. So basically, can you give us a little synopsis of the game? And I'll try to
Sure.
listen. Go ahead. I will.
Okay. We are detectives, and there's, the first case is called A Man with a Golden Watch. I will be reading an introduction of a sort, basically our meeting with our supervisor or whatever.
Like we're Agent 99 and the other dude.
Well, I think we'll be Mia Roberts and Jack Coleman.
Okay. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, she totally didn't get that, did she?
No.
No.
You're old.
Oh! Oh!
Okay. There is a primary objective. As we discover things, we need to remember things, obviously.
Can we take notes?
Yes, they encourage it.
Ooh, okay. I gotta get notepad and paper. I got some over here in our little supply area.
Yeah, we have 4 days for this first investigation.
4 days?
4 days. There is a stress limit. We get stressed when we work overtime, or sometimes cards will give us stress. And
Okay.
that's, these red tokens here.
We're only allowed so much stress?
7 stress.
Oh my, now I wish I had a stress limit in real life. That would be so freaking helpful. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Stress limits. All right, you want a B pad? That one's not. Oh, I guess they're all kind of waterlogged.
And we have this beautiful, marvelous, amazing database called the Antares database.
Ooh, I like this.
As
Who's
you can
Rupert?
See, I misspelled things. That's pretty normal for me. That's
Oh.
Rupert.
That's Rupert. All right.
All right.
Hi, Rupert.
I'm going to read the introduction for case 1.
Please do.
Antares headquarters, July 5th, 8:11 a.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Standard
Hi,
Time.
Jerome.
Hi, Jerome. Jeromeo? J. Romeo.
Oh, J. Romeo 8. What did you eat?
Okay, sorry. The briefing room located on the first floor of the newly built building complex seems sterile. Light creamy walls with glazed windows overlooking the James River, a large white table, chromed handrails with black chairs, and a gray carpet fills the room. Despite being light and spacious, it lacks warmth.
Interesting.
Hello,
Hi.
says Delaware as he rolls his wheelchair to the head of the table. He has a tired, wrinkled face. Long strands of gray hair fall over his piercing eyes. He places his green notebook on the table.
Ooh.
The task at hand is quite peculiar. The State Department has asked Antares to investigate a potential scandal. A few days ago, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland sent a confidential note asking for clarifications of an unusual event. Earlier in the Ying auction house, a pocket watch with a gold-plated bezel appeared. Is it bezel or bezel?
Bezel. The bezel's like the glass, right?
Mozzarella and peppers on that. That sounds delicious.
Oh, yummy. I got homemade chili going in the Instapot.
It turned out to be serious. The watch is in the database of objects lost during World War II. The Poles identified it as a showpiece that was looted by the Germans from the Museum of the Land in Posen, Poland during the occupation of Poland. For Poles, it has both symbolic and sentimental value, as it was a memento of the great pianist Ignacy Paderewski.
Oh, you're the one I wanted to read this.
According to the data provided by the Poles, the watch was stolen by a Nazi named Kurt Blutholz.
Who?
Blutholz.
Blutholz.
Kurt Blutholz.
Blutholz. Okay. We'll have to look him up.
Of
I
course,
should probably write that down.
you will find records about him in our database. He clears his throat, glances at his notebook as if he was trying to remember something, and then resumes his briefing. The auction house bought the watch for about $5,000 from a man named Rupert Owens, who apparently did not realize how valuable the item was. The watch
Thank
is
God.
already secured in our evidence store.
Okay.
The matter is delicate. If this Blutholz, by some strange stroke of luck, had lived after the war in the United States, it would be very unfortunate for political reasons.
Ooh.
At least, that's what the current administration thinks.
Oh,
Worse
well.
yet, the press will begin to sniff around. It's only a matter of time before the issue turns into a scandal that I would very much like to avoid in the first year of this agency's operation.
Okay. That's
Our task
understandable.
is to find answers before someone finds questions. He looks over the briefing room, checks his notes, and sighs heavily. And finally, one very sad piece of information.
Mm-hmm.
The morning after tomorrow at the Olivet Cemetery, Michael Slater's funeral will take place. As you know, he was one of the police consultants who helped create our unit. He was a victim of a hit and run, a nasty end to a perfect career in the police force. It would be nice if someone from our team would attend the funeral.
Does it have to be us?
Yep. We will gather at Richmond PD at 8 a.m. the day after tomorrow. From there, the police column will go to the cemetery.
Okay.
All right. So we start with four
Four.
authority tokens, and
For authority.
these items in our pool, our token pool.
Respect my authority.
We have to investigate the events leading up to the watch from Poland ending up in the Ying auction house, and discover all stages and find evidence to confirm them.
All right, so we want to know how it ended up, how watch got to auction house. Watch
Yes.
got to auction. And so we need that story. And then what else do we need?
So just how it got from Poland to the auction house. We just need
Oh.
the steps. You know, who, how,
Okay, okay. All right, gotcha.
We
Okay.
have 4 days to finish the investigation. Our
Oh.
stress limit is 7.
Okay.
We start with access to blah, 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 police files in our
Buttholes?
database. Buttholes.
Yeah, him.
So we have Kurt and we have Rupert.
Okay.
We have evidence in storage at headquarters, which is where we're already at.
Nice.
We could interrogate Rupert Owens.
Can we? Because we have him?
Apparently.
Nice. Let's do that.
Do we want to read about him before we
Probably
interrogate him?
should.
Do we want to read about Kurt before we interrogate Rupert?
Maybe. Let's read Rupert first.
Okay.
See what happens.
Rupert
All right.
Owens.
This is Rupert. So y'all can read this along with us. Got a criminal record. He was arrested May 20th, 1979 for possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance. Sentenced to 6 months in prison. That was probably pot. Arrested on June 20th, 1986 for selling a controlled substance. Sentenced to 2 years. Probably pot again. If it was something else, it would have been more. Arrested on March 13th, 2011 for indecent exposure and breach of peace. Oh, definitely a pothead. Sentenced to a fine and community service. I'm just jumping conclusions here. He's only 5'5". Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Blue hair. Blue eyes, dark hair.
Blue
hair. That's something.
All right, then his last arrest was March 15th, 2012 for causing a traffic accident while driving under the influence, damaging public property, a fire hydrant, and sentenced to 3 months of community service. Fined $2,000 and directed to a mandatory treatment for drug and alcohol addiction. Really, that's it? That's all he got? All right, we're moving on. Boy, that obviously was not in Arizona. All right, so additional data. What do we got? His shoe size is 8.5. He's 158 pounds. He's got, oh, look. He's got a father and a mother that we might be able to get something out of.
What is this?
That's the case, maybe? Add to match?
Sorry, hold on.
Ah!
Fingerprints of Rupert Owens. Now we can go back to Rupert Owens.
Okay, so we got...
Do we want to look at Marcus Owens and Lily Garrett, or do we just want to...
is that what happens when you hit that?
Yeah.
So, oh, Dad's got quite a rap sheet, too.
Richmond, Virginia. He's an inch taller than his son. Stabbed by unknown perpetrator. He was murdered.
Was he murdered in jail?
Causes
Yep.
Was he?
Yeah, he was supposed to share information. While in prison, he wanted to cooperate with the prosecutor's office. However, he was found dead before he could share any information.
Shanked.
All right. You know what? We're heading down a rabbit hole. I can feel it already.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, murdered in prison, perpetrator unknown, buried at Oakwood Cemetery.
Oakwood, is that anything that has to do with this?
Get the incident data on the robbery.
Further
105.
leads. That looks like a rabbit hole.
We're gonna pull it out because
Okay.
it's something we discovered. We don't have to look into it, but
Okay.
we are gonna have it.
Have it on the
Here.
side. All right, you guys. What do you think? Should we continue on and check out? Oh, he's got an ex-wife.
Yeah, that's the mother.
Oh. Okay. Should we check out the mom
Yeah.
or go back?
I think we should check out the mom real quick, but first
Okay,
I'm gonna.
let's do it.
Can I just click add to match?
What we got? Oh, we got Owen Marcus says fingerprints too. Try to match Rupert.
Oh, we can only do one at a time?
Oh.
Intriguing.
Yeah. Look at all those fingerprints we have.
Okay.
Okay.
Rupert Owens. And we
Back to
wanted to go to
Rupert.
Lily Garrett.
Yeah. Oh, look at Lily.
Where's she from?
There's nothing. We got
Place of birth, Virginia.
nothing.
Cause of death, diabetes. She's also taller than her
She's
son?
dead?
That must have been hard. We don't even have a picture of her.
When did she die? 1979.
Age
When
25.
when was Rupert first arrested? Wasn't it 79? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fascinating. All right, so now we know we got a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
Of why? Got that psychological connection, I guess. All right, so moving on. What else can we find out here?
We can go to
Let's
Kurt,
let's look at Kurt.
and then we can go interrogate.
Rupert.
Yes.
Okay. And what's Rupert's connection to this?
He is the one who sold the watch to Ying
Oh, okay.
auction house.
All right, so Kurt is a high-ranking German microbiologist and scientist. During the war, he conducted research on biological weapons and transplants, experimented with using sarin to kill prisoners of the concentration camp Auschwitz-Birkenau. An international arrest warrant has been issued, status unknown. Officially, he's still wanted by the Polish and the Russian governments. Oh, that's fascinating. All right, so the Polish bill of indictment for the Nuremberg trial names him as one of the criminals and documents witness testimonies. The bill, over 100 pages long, contains the most important facts and documents. Okay. Bill was attached to the Soviet bill of indictment. So his charges is, so he's like a biological warfare dude. He's done 137 cases. Well, that was at the, look. So in the prisoners of Fort 7 from Posen. So he was in Posen. So that's probably how, is Kurt connected to?
Kurt, they think that he originally stole
I'm
and
betting.
brought it to America and then was living in America.
Okay, so we don't know how, so we can look at his history there under headquarters, I think. 115, or is that a card?
Oh, we can Google this.
Oh, active part. Oh, we can Google that?
Yeah, it's got the little Wi-Fi icon, which means we can just look it up.
Shall we Google that shit? Oh, yeah. That totally works. Do you remember what it was?
I'm just going to copy and paste.
Good plan.
Oh, I didn't get the R.
Oh, no.
Oh, mother.
No. Oh, that does
we're
it.
Fine.
Yeah. That one.
This one.
That one.
Okay.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay. All right.
You might have a better luck reading it over here, Heidi.
During the war, he's called. Where?
Over on the other screen.
Oh, you're probably right. Okay.
Interesting.
1948. Hiding on a Bavarian farm for 18 months. Spent time in Paris, Salzburg, before eventually settling in Spain.
Do we want to go to his escape from prison?
No, this is a fucking rabbit hole right here. I guarantee that.
Probable connection to active participation in a criminal organization. Listen, but it's fun.
All right, let's go talk.
I already pulled that up.
Let's go talk to what's his face. I'm ready. I think I'm ready. You guys ready? I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Is anybody even still watching?
I don't even know.
All right.
I
We hope you are.
don't know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, the interrogate Rupert Owens is 108.
All right, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Do I read this? This is a 3-hour.
Yep.
Is that what that means?
Yep.
All right. Owens is already waiting outside the conference room. He refuses to start the interrogation without his lawyer present.
Good call.
The lawyer arrives late
Well.
and gives you the business card of Weber and Son. There's 2 R's. Weber and Son. For some reason. You invite them inside. They both seem to be extremely agitated. You plug the laptop into the room system and log into your account. You turn on the interrogation mode. Do we have an interrogation mode? And the first of the screens that take up the entire wall turns on.
We do not have an interrogation mode.
Are you sure?
But they do at headquarters.
Oh, damn. I want interrogation mode. All right. There are several pop-up windows, the largest of which is the stream from the camera. Another is vibrating with the audio amplitude, and the third one is full of text. You point at the screen. I inform you that our meeting is being recorded. Additionally, our system will prepare a transcript of the meeting. You switch to the case screen and post the image from your laptop to the second screen.
Keep going.
On the wall, magnified 100-fold, is Owen's police file and the mug shots from his arrest. You skip over a dozen documents on him. Horrified, Owen shrinks in his chair. Finally, the photo of the golden watch appears on the screen. Okay, you say, looking carefully at Owens. Could you please explain how you found yourself in the possession of a watch that was stolen from Poland during World War II. Re-questioning at 108.
All right. The watch must have been my father's. Marcus. I found it more or less a month ago when I was tearing through the old house under the porch. I was pulling away the floorboards when I saw something underneath. It was an old metal can, and inside there was a box. In that box, I found the watch. I got excited and thought it would solve my financial problems. Emma, hold on, that means something.
Okay.
Sorry.
Rules check.
It tells you about their MSL, medium stress level.
Okay.
Okay. I Googled someone who dealt with this kind of stuff, asked around a bit, and just went to sell it.
Okay.
I have no idea where my old man got that watch. See, I was still a kid when that son of a bitch left me and my mom. I remember being so happy it was actually a blessing. My old man was a horrible jackass. He beat Mom. His friends weren't any better. He always was a coward. You know, the type that is always in the shadow of someone bigger. The type that sucks up to people like, oh, I got it. Like Fredo Corleone. Fredo Corleone. Got him, guys.
Like in The Godfather. Got it.
Got him. I can't remember any of his friends' names, though.
Wow, you can't remember shit.
They were never at the house, always at a bar, drunk. I do recall one of them had a scar on his face, as if someone put out a cigar on it. He was as short as my pops. I think he also had dark hair. They were always drinking together and did some business. Dark alley crooks, all of them. That's all I remember. It was a long time ago. The evening before his arrest, he came home wasted. I remember the exact day.
This you remember the exact
day.
Okay.
Because that night, the Mariner 5...
Oh, we can Google that shit.
...was launching, and I spent all day and evening with my friends talking about it.
Do you want to look at the Mariner 5?
No.
Okay.
Not
Somebody
yet.
Google that shit.
We'll Google it in a second.
Okay.
We all wanted to be astronauts in those days.
Did we?
Hey, low? That's low stress level, like he's coming back down.
Oh, okay. So he's like, he's relaxing now. All right.
He started yelling at my mother, then suddenly, like...
So, you know what?
Almost like he was lying and then he wasn't. And
no, I think he was telling the truth and now he's lying.
He started yelling at my mother, then suddenly gave her a pendant and some money, as an apology, I guess. Then he pretended to go work on the porch. I think he left before midnight. I didn't want to see that bastard ever again. I have no idea who snuffed him in jail, and I don't care. He deserved it.
Maybe he is telling the truth.
I think it was right before that he sent a letter to Mom about needing something. He said there was something big happening. He could make a lot of money. Mom was so upset she burned the letter. The years after his death were good until Mom died when I was 20. It hit me real hard, and I went down a slippery slope. I ended up behind bars. I don't know what he was talking about in that letter. The cops didn't even ask about it. They might have spoken about it with Mom at the police station. That's all I know.
She burned it, so how do you even know
We
he spoke
already
about
kind
anything?
of read about Marcus Owens, but we can go back. And then...
so Marcus Owens is dead? Yeah, he died in jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can use an ability to press Owens further to see if he remembers something more, or...
Oh, and we can get information on his lawyers at 120 headquarters.
But do we want to press him further, or do we want to take this statement as it is? Because sometimes it leads to more information, sometimes it leads to a dead end, sometimes it just confirms what we already thought.
Where did we find his fingerprints anywhere interesting besides on the...
I mean, it doesn't say where they were found.
Oh.
It just says that they were there.
Oh, do we have fingerprints of Marcus Owens?
Yeah, these are Marcus Owens, which are the dad.
Okay, and so they were they on the thing?
We haven't looked at the thing yet.
Can we try to match him, Marcus? I want to know if Marcus ever touched it.
Well, we haven't even looked at the
watch. Oh, okay. Well, let's look at the watch.
Okay, let's...
Can we come back to him?
Yeah.
Let him sit. Let him stew.
Well,
we can't let him stew?
We can. So
let him stew.
Leave him there.
Yeah, I want to let him stew for a minute.
We only have access to that one side.
Okay.
Okay. We can look into some of our other leads in the meantime.
Okay.
We have, this is 103, which is go to the evidence storage. It takes 1 hour.
Interesting.
So
So like half our day is gone now.
Yeah. Antares Evidence Storage is a huge hangar back from when the police station was still located here. The police station was moved and the evidence storage stayed. The agency pumped a ton of money into it, added a second hall, automated it as much as was possible, and rigged everything with the Antares computer system.
Okay.
You log into the system, enter the ID number, case number, and verification code, then immediately go to the virtual evidence storage. There are 2 items attached to the case. In the picture next to the watch, there is also a cigar box.
Ooh.
The watch must have been kept inside of it. Where did it come from? Interesting. It's time to collect both of the items personally. The system informs you you can collect both of them within 37 minutes from box 28 in section 2 of the magazine. You choose the SMS confirmation and after a while get a barcode to open the box. You log out of the system and quickly go to grab a bite at the Antares cafeteria, a Greek salad, coffee, and a bottle of water. You go to evidence storage, read 121.
Okay. I'm like, do we have to get an SMS confirmation? This game, I'm not sure.
Read 121.
Yeah, don't tell me this isn't an adventure story.
I didn't say it wasn't
I
an
know.
adventure.
It's an adventure story game. All right.
Evidence. Open men's pocket watch.
Oh, we got the watch. Okay.
Description. Case body with 22 karat gold, ornamentation, blah, 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 blah. So it just tells you,
Yeah,
news.
let's show everybody.
Oh,
Nope.
You guys, hold on.
You guys can't see that.
Just a minute.
Now you can.
It tells you the information, so estimated value,
Yeah, you gotta change.
mechanoscope, so you can see it's got numerous scratches, a slight dent,
Estimated value 25,000.
all the hinges of the envelope, and then on the back is the second item, the cigar box.
Oh, okay.
So the description. You can take the watch and the box to the laboratory to examine them and look for fingerprints.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
So 102.
Yes, some concrete forensic evidence. That's what I want.
And we have to go to the lab, which means it's an hour.
Of course it is. Oh, and you're not even seeing what she's doing here. But we are actually playing on a board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime you travel. So this is us. This is the IT, the investigation team.
Yes.
We started the headquarters. We moved to the lab, so it took an hour.
Yeah. Because, traffic.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And this actually takes 3 hours, which takes us to overtime, which gives us a stress.
Oh, no. But aren't we getting paid for overtime?
Okay.
Why is overtime stressful?
It's been pouring rain for an hour already.
Mhm.
The city is still. You take the back streets to avoid the most congested part of the city center, which is why it took an hour. You scan your ID at the entrance. The computer welcomes you and invites you inside. You take the elevator to the 8th floor, walk through a glass door, and enter the clean world of the white lab. You log into the lab bench, give the signatures of the evidence materials, tick off the range of research you need at a high priority procedure, and wait for the technician. After a while, in comes a young
Get
girl.
coffee.
She puts the watch and the cigar box into separate containers and secures them. The screen with your request turns blue. Data accepted for analysis. Notification of status and the access code will be sent by email. The girl
Sounds
leaves.
like a computer's running the lab. All right.
You have some extra time. You take the elevator to the information center on the 3rd floor. You grab coffee and a sandwich, then you sit
Told
with a
ya.
laptop at one of the free desks. Reports, email, Wikipedia, and reading up on Polish watches. Finally, you get the notification. They're done with the analysis. You go back to the 8th floor, you log in, input the access code, you have your results. Read 126.
All right. We got our results. And we now know more about Polish pocket watches.
Yeah.
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 So that was a good use of our time.
All right. Cigar box analysis results.
Okay.
Evidence. Fingerprints on the top of the cigar box. Clear fingerprints of both hands.
Ooh.
So, signature.
How do I bet that's Rupert?
A-S-F-F-G-H.
I've been surprised before.
Dash. Did I do a dash?
Yeah, there's a dash.
Oh, motherfuck you.
Oh, I hate when it does that.
That, bud.
Stop.
Fuck off.
Do not autofill us.
I hate that. What is happening?
Right?
8876 YU.
Why you? Yeah.
Oh.
I was right. 92% though. That's Did they check Marcus's?
Fingerprints of Rupert Owens. Well, Rupert Owens found the box.
Is there anything inside? Anything?
Fingerprints inside the cigar box, old, well preserved, a clear thumbprint, and fingers of the left hand. So we already knew that Rupert Owens had handled the box because he found it. So now we have an inside the box fingerprint.
Let's check that out.
All right. FJED 84 KLMDF6.
Marcus.
Marcus the father.
Okay.
Okay, so he at least handled the box at some point.
Yep.
A sample of soil from the cigar box. It contains particles of Chernozem with elements of peat enriched with chemical agents for plant breeding.
Is it Jimson?
No, Chernozem. Chernozem.
Oh,
CHERNOZEM.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Can we see that?
Yep. TU 98 dash.
Hi.
Use.
I'm already famous. Not as famous as her, but.
All right. We don't have a match for it, but
and
it's
you
in
had
the
a book
base,
written
so.
about me.
Evidence. Fingerprints inside the cigar box. Old, numerous, but partially worn off. Oh, there are other fingerprints inside the cigar box.
Can we get partials from them?
YU 3456 DHUY 86.
Bigfellows.com.
Not found. Oh, because I need to put the dash.
Yeah, we need a dash. Dashes. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Fingerprints. Oh, there's only an 8% match to Horatio Dawson.
All right.
Who the hell is Horatio Dawson?
We can click it and find out. Horatio Dawson. Horatio James. Birth, Texas.
He was murdered during a robbery.
Irregular scarring under the shoulder blade.
Oh,
a scar.
scar.
On the neck from a cut of the friend. Okay.
Military tattoo on the right side. Pyramid with the motto 7 steps to hell and 6 stars. I wonder if that connects to that other group. Let's see. So, what was the robbery that he was killed during?
Police files number. Can I look at police files? No.
So that's probably the friend of the dad.
Oh, we can. It's 105. 105 is already out. Do we want to look at that police file? Richmond PD. 105 is already out. Sorry, it's in here.
Oh.
Do we want to look into that?
Yeah, let's at least take a
personal.
Let's take a look. What do y'all think? Yeah? I think we should, just because maybe we can find a connection to somebody else. Do we have to go all the way to Richmond, though, to do it?
Yes.
Of course we do. And we're already in overtime.
So do we just want to start a new day?
We have 4 days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably should go to the next day.
All right, next day we start in headquarters, back to 8 a.m.
Let's see. Oh, we have consultants. Maybe we should use one of our consultants.
Well,
so we could check in with our FBI analyst. Maybe. And see if he knows any connection between Horatio Dawson and Kurt Lutholtz. Because isn't that kind of what we're trying to find there?
I'm trying to end the day. When the time marker reaches 4 p.m., work hours have ended, unless blah, blah, blah. The time token should now be moved to 8 a.m. The day marker moved to the next day. Remove all used ability tokens from the investigator tiles, which we didn't use any. If you have finished the final day of your investigation, you have to finish the case by making the final report. Okay. Okay. Just making sure there wasn't something else we needed to do.
Okay, so consultants. Can we just check with our FBI guy and see if there's a connection between Dawson and Kurt Holtz?
Well, what are his abilities? It's the little computer one. Technology represents the ability to use modern technology to gather information, including browsing government databases, hacking into private systems. So we can only do that if there is, so like at the lab, we could have used him.
Oh, so we have to go back to the lab to do that.
Yeah, at the lab we could have used him to dig deeper.
Okay.
Um,
I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of backtracking on this case. Okay. So what can we do here? Anything? I have this skill. Does that mean anything? Who's that? How'd you find him?
He was connected to Horatio Dawson,
He's a retired American Kearney.
Army Colonel.
Yeah, that's a Kearney.
World War II veteran of 1946, charged with fraud, corruption, and falsifying reports, restored to service in 1949 after being found not guilty by court-martial in December 1949. He left the service. Isn't that the year he died? No, that's not. Due to critical error, there was previously a wrong date of death, and the Samuel file. The error was later. That sounds sketch.
Yeah, it does. So Samuel Brown. Does he look like Kurt? No. Does he?
A little bit, maybe.
What was Kurt's blood type?
I don't know. We can go back to him. What is his blood type? O?
Oh. He has a scar on the right arm. Go to Kurt.
Type O.
Oh. Did he have a scar?
Wait, he had a scar on the right arm?
Uh-huh.
Well, he had a tattoo on his right arm and a shrapnel wound on his left hand, so yeah.
I think Blue Holtz and Brown are the same person. Hey, what's the height? Do we have a height? Medium. Blue eyes. What's Kurt's blue eyes?
Hair.
Brown eyes.
All right.
Really?
Are we
And
going
5'8"
PD or
is
not?
that is medium for a man, I guess.
So,
okay.
Things that we can do at headquarters. We can go back into the Owens interrogation.
Yeah, let's push him a little more. Now that we have a little more information, and we know that the dude, Samuel Dawson was the dude, right? That was the friend.
Yeah. The air conditioner hums. This is the only sound when Owens finally falls silent. He hangs his head as if the testimony has exhausted him utterly. Uncomfortable, heavy silence falls. Weber closes his briefcase, assuming that the interrogation has come to an end. You stop him with a hand gesture and ask him to sit back down. The interrogation is not over yet. That's all? Anything else? You ask with a threat in your voice. You look Owens deep into his eyes. He looks away, turning to the lawyer, and finally says a final few words. This watch, my mother's pendant, there was more of it. All this was left at my father's pawn shop. Okay, who might know more? Maybe his lawyer knows something? He had such a funny name, Marcellus or something. You know, just like that fat guy from Pulp Fiction. And that Marcellus was fat too. He worked on my father's case back then. Maybe he knows something. But I don't know him. I never talked to him. I just remember that my mother mentioned him. It was a long time ago. He's probably dead anyway.
Go to personnel files.
We don't have
anything that's
We don't have Marcellus. We don't have maybe Marcus. But that's his
his
father.
dad. What about, does anybody have...
Horatio is a weird name.
Horatio is a weird name. But he wasn't really fat. He was 6 feet tall.
Tallest we've met so far.
180 pounds. That's not fat at all.
No. So anyway.
Okay.
Now we have that information. Do we want to go to Richmond PD to get the...
He was arrested for an assault on the retired Colonel Samuel J. Brown.
Hey!
Released due to charges. Did we know that before?
Yeah.
Okay. I just haven't.
And so that's why we were going to Richmond PD to look into
the robbery.
Well, the robbery and the assault, I believe. No, the robbery.
Just the robbery.
Okay. We're going to do it. Let's just do it.
So did they say that he originally died from that assault, but then they changed it, Samuel?
No.
Okay.
They said...
My bad. I was confused.
He was
He has scarring under the shoulder blade and a scar on the neck from a cut. A military tattoo on the right shoulder.
Might have. Hold on. Samuel? Wrong date of birth, 1992.
His actual date was 85?
That's a big difference, guys.
That's a big difference. Like, age, what was the age of Blue Holtz again? I'm back to that. 1911. So in 85, he would have been in his 70s. He would have been 74 or 73.
Dawson.
Dawson was 42 when he died.
Okay, and then it's 3. Oh, I was going to show you guys.
Wait, so 67, he was a retired colonel. Yeah, that would have been right, because he would have been in his 60s. Okay, kind of.
The rain starts to annoy you, but what irks you even more is that some stickler did not want to mail the scans, so you had to go down to get them personally. You reach the precinct, entering the official entrance on the other side of the lobby.
So that's why we're here.
Away from the hustle and bustle of detainees. You pass the investigation room on the right, turning next to the locker room and showers. You reach the archive located at the end of the corridor. You flash your badge, fill out a request form, turn it in, then sit in an old metal chair to wait. This part of the police station is quiet and peaceful. After a while, Susie's worried face appears in the window.
Susie.
Someone must have misplaced them. Please wait a moment. We're looking for them. You spend the next several minutes savoring the legendary Richmond PD vending machine coffee, known as the worst sludge. Yeah. You know that if Susie is on the case, she will go the extra mile to find what you need. And you are not mistaken. In the end, they find it. You have in your hands the printed out scans of the full contents of the 67 folder.
Aha!
Read file 105, add 1 token to the pool.
Yes. Didn't we read 105 already?
No, on here.
Oh!
So you go here, you go file, you go
105.
Pardon me?
You'll find a couple of additional.
You'll find a couple of additional handouts. Please open and read only the one titled File 1. Should include a case file and attachment with the plans of the building. What the fuck
What
are you
does it
talking
say on
about?
there? Read file at 105, add. Huh? Look under the insert. Oh, is there an insert?
Oh.
One of these is an insert. That's an insert. Under the insert.
Okay. Secret!
Oh my god, which one do we need? File 1, Richmond PD. Look at that! I'm glad those are still there. Alright, and what are we supposed to read?
Only,
I guess it has everything we need.
And read only the one titled File 1.
Alright, police report. Case file number.
Wow!
Yeah,
So
alright,
fancy.
it is. Oh, look!
Henry Giles.
And Marcus Owens was part of this. This is the assault on Samuel Brown, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So on June 14th, 1967 at 8:11 p.m., a police patrol arrived at Horatio Dawson's home at 147 Chillingham Road. Hi, Time Roller. So the policemen... on a disorderly conduct call is why they went. So the policemen approached the porch and noticed the door to the house was open. Bum, bum, bum. You gotta read these with a little bit of fun, right? There was no response to the policeman's call, so they entered the premises. You know, they gotta check it out. Upon entering at the foot of the stairs, they found the body of a tall, well-built man who was later identified to be Horatio Dawson, who was a florist and flower shop owner. The body laid face down with both legs remaining partially on the stairs. So it's like he was coming down the stairs. The policeman confirmed lack of vitals. Backup units and an ambulance were called at 8:19 p.m. and the coroner confirmed death. So there's physical evidence available at Richmond PD Evidential Magazine. See annex graphic of first and second floor layout. Both the residential property and the attached flower shop had signs of burglary. The glazed glass door in the kitchen leading to the garden was open. The glass just above the lock was broken. The kitchen cabinets and drawers were open, and some of the dishes were thrown on the floor. In the living room, there were broken vases, books from the shelves scattered on the floor. It looks like they were looking for something. And open cabinet doors. The door to the flower shop was found open with pots shattered on the floor and boxes torn open. Oh, wow, there's a whole bunch of evidence. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, in the office, the papers were scattered across the floor. A broken drinking glass was found under the drawers on the sidewall, but no fingerprint traces were secured, and the glass was white. A red ceramic pot containing a Florida tassaflower was broken, and dirt was scattered under the window. A footprint, shoe size 11, was found in the dirt. We don't have any size 11s yet, do we? The desk was moved approximately 12 inches towards the back wall, and parallel scratches were found in the wooden floor. The front edge of the desk has been dented. Traces of type A blood were discovered despite an attempt by the perpetrator to wipe them clean. On the desk, there was a typewriter with a piece of paper loaded, a green desk lamp, and 3 pencils. The top of the desk had been wiped. No traces were secured. The open desk drawers contained old 9x19 millimeter Parabellum cartridges. A 3.3 pound brass ashtray was found on the desk, and small traces of tobacco were scattered on the floor. The safe in the office was open with the combination lock in the open position. The safe contained insurance papers and bank statements. The statements revealed that Dawson withdrew his full account balance on the eve of his death. He cashed out a total of $16,452, and the money was not found. A footprint was found on the office door frame 5.5 inches above the floor. And type A blood traces were found on the corridor floor 19.6 inches from the entrance door frame. Blood trailed the railing of the stairs. A piece of the rail was broken off at a 10-degree angle on the west side of the stairs, and blood traces were found on the 6th, 10th, and 12th step. The traces were type A blood. Is Horatio type A? Yes. Okay. So I think that's his blood. So their suspect is Henry Giles, who Henry Giles was allegedly a witness to the victim's attempt to sell valuables at a pawn shop. He and his partner, Marcus Owens, made the decision to break into Dawson's home. Giles allegedly tracked the victim to his home. On the evening of June 14th, 1967, Giles parked a car on Roseman Street. He broke into Dawson's house from the garden, leaving a footprint in the dirt, shoe size 11. The course of events is alleged as follows. Giles held Dawson at gunpoint. The weapon was found on the suspect the next day. Giles forced the victim to open the safe. There was a struggle, followed by screams. Giles pushed the victim down the stairs. He then searched the house chaotically. The perpetrator likely heard the passing patrol, ran out of the house through the back exit, along with a bag of stolen items, and drove off. Suspect Henry Giles was shot dead during the attempted arrest on the following day, June 15th, 1967. In the car, a green Chevy sedan. There were the day's sales from a flower shop, a .38 caliber revolver, and an old .08 Parabellum pistol. All items were collected during the police intervention. So the suspected accomplice was Marcus Owens. Look at that. Owens' testimony reveals, and he's the only one left alive to say anything. Did you notice that? So his testimony reveals that on June 14th, 1967, Horatio Dawson visited the pawn shop with the intent of selling a variety of jewelry. Owens bought some of the items from the victim for a total of $487. Owens working as Giles' silent partner, informed Giles that Dawson had more valuables. However, he denied being involved in the robbery, and testimony of Marcus's ex-wife, LeGarrette, confirmed the suspect's alibi. So, we could look at Dawson's autopsy report. There's a consulting forensic psychologist. There's a whole bunch of leads from this.
Did they mention? Sorry. Henrietta Marcos.
Henrietta Marcos. Who's that?
So
Look. The investigating officer was Michael Slater. Wait a minute. We've heard that name before.
Oh,
I know that name.
Oh, no space. No space. Henrietta with 2 T's.
Where did you get Henrietta?
No personal data found.
Look up Michael Slater.
Okay. And C-H-A-E-L-S-L-A-T-E-R.
Aha! Wait a minute. Type O, medium, brown eyes, dark hair.
A retired police officer from the homicide department in the rank of sergeant. Was Christine Slater his wife?
I think so.
During the assembly of the Antares team. He was in the hit and run.
That's why.
We're going to his funeral tomorrow.
We're going to his funeral. That's why I know his name.
We're going to his funeral tomorrow.
Wait a minute. All right.
Witness in a homicide case.
So.
Wait.
No.
Is
it was
this
led by
one?
Michael. She was the witness?
What? Where's the...
She was the witness in a 65 case that was led by Slater.
1967. Nope. Not this one. It's a different one. She was a witness in a different case.
Okay.
I was like, this case?
All right. So we're not going to worry about that.
No.
But Michael Slater might be dirty.
I mean, there's got to be a reason. I don't think the hit and run was an accident.
I don't think the hit and run was an accident
Who else
either.
do we have?
So we have fingerprint traces. Why don't we look at some of the evidence?
Okay.
And see what everything is. We had
SD.
fingerprint traces in the kitchen.
I think we should look at the people and make sure that we have their fingerprints, their signatures in,
Oh, okay.
if they have them on file. We should just make sure.
We should have Michael's on file if he's a cop.
It doesn't say that we do.
That's weird.
We also don't have Samuel Brown's.
I still think Samuel Brown and
Horatio's.
Kurtz are the same. Do we have Kurtz on file?
No.
Okay.
We do have Horatio, Marcus, and Rupert. We don't have Lily. She's never been arrested. Let's look at, we have Horatio. Henry Giles. We haven't seen Henry yet, have we?
Who is Henry? Oh, yeah, the minor pickpocket.
Yeah.
We got his fingerprints. He has a burn scar on his cheek.
From a cigar.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Is it from a cigar?
He wasn't active long.
Shot to death during an exchange of fire with policemen during his arrest on suspicion of being an accomplice to a robbery. He's shoe size 11. Yep, body was cremated. We have that report already.
All right, we're gonna go put.
Yeah, we want those
in
to see if they
here.
match anything. Because maybe they will match those fingerprints. Ooh, inside the cigar box.
Fingerprints.
17%.
But they are Marcus Owens.
Oh, okay. But what about inside the cigar box?
That's what.
Oh, what about
on the top
is
Rupert.
Rupert's?
Are there two different?
I thought there was two insides.
Matches Horatio Dawson best. It looks like
Horatio or Henry?
Horatio. So it's right there.
Oh.
Okay.
And Horatio Dawson was killed.
Henry Giles. Back to Henry.
Back to Henry. How is Henry associated with this? He was the one they robbed, right?
He was the suspect, and then he ended up
But
getting...
he is the one that maybe had the watch to begin with.
Maybe.
So...
And we have Marcus Owens. We can go 106.
He was 5'6". He's type A blood.
106.
Yeah, he was only 30 when he died. But he could be the one that gave it to Marcus. He could have been the one that gave it to Marcus.
We don't want to go to the courthouse right now.
But then how do we connect him?
131. We don't want to do fieldwork or the courthouse right now.
No?
Just because that would be... It's almost...
Did I miss something here with the final report? Nope, I got that.
Here.
Oh. Apart from Susie, there are several other people working in the archives whom you don't trust. You do not want to have to come back here in an hour because there is something missing from the file. You take the scan out of your briefcase and decide to compare it to the original documents. You flash your badge at the archive employee and ask him to show you the contents of the original folder so you can be sure that you have a complete scan. The guy's grumpy, but you have experience. Old papers, archives, and evidence magazines are your domain. You share some stories from the archives in Missouri, where you have had your training years ago, and the atmosphere lightens. The employee waves his hand and lets you inside. He points to the right bookshelf and says you can rummage through them freely. He leaves, wishing you good luck. That's exactly what you wanted. You go to the bookshelf and rifle through the box with the 67 files. You see that sandwiched between the notes is a small crumpled piece of paper. It must have fallen out of one of the files. Yes, you know it looks like a stroke of luck. But why not? Sometimes these things just happen. There's information on the note signed with the name Slater.
Yeah.
In the investigation, the fingerprints of Henrietta Marcus and her 2 children were omitted. Henrietta was a neighbor and housekeeper. The prints of her and her children, mainly her son Andrew, were practically all over the house. Apart from that, the scans match the original.
Fingerprint on a brass ashtray matches the fingerprints inside the cigar box.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Marcus's fingerprint?
Horatio.
Which means Horatio killed... Wait, no, Horatio's the one that died.
Well, his fingerprints are on the brass
Well,
ashtray.
it was his... Wasn't it his... No, it was... Whose house was it?
I have this here. I don't know whose fucking house it was.
It was his house.
It was his house.
It was his house, so that makes sense. All right.
Alright,
All right, so Horatio Dawson is for sure the guy who gave it to Marcus. Have we looked at Horatio's police files?
Yes, more or less. Fingerprint on brass ashtray.
Have we looked at his autopsy report? That's 117.
So both of them are okay. What's the last of them matched? Horatio.
Who else matches?
Henry Giles.
How much?
3.
Out of 7.
We already knew Henry was there though.
But he has a match inside, right?
Fingerprint traces found in Horatio Dawson's house.
Oh.
Alright, material signature. The dirt from a ceramic pot. AYT-V97.
What was in the soil? Sample soil from the cigar box? What's
Yeah, that had that.
Oh.
At some point, the cigar box was stored in Horatio Dawson's house. That proves a connection between Dawson and the cigar box.
Yes!
We already knew that.
Yeah, but I think we had to, do it on the computer, didn't we? Get that match?
I don't think we had to. I think it's good that we did to confirm things. But,
Okay, so...
seeds in a soil sample taken from a ceramic pot. That's just going to prove, again, what we already know. But we're going to
Is there any DNA?
No. Not yet.
There's material. That's what proved everything's matched up?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we need to connect Horatio Dawson.
Seeds in the soil. Something.
I didn't think Horatio
That's
Dawson
nothing.
was Bolts, did I? Who did I think it was? I thought that was somebody else.
I'm pretty sure you thought it was Horatio.
Oh, was it Horatio? Damn it. So now we got to figure out if Horatio and Buchholz is the same. How can we do that? We need to look at Horatio's autopsy. We have it. Number 117.
So basically, things that we know for sure. Horatio had the
Cigar
box at his house. He's the one who placed it in there. Marcus, the father, at one point opened the box, saw and touched.
Yes, the watch.
And hid it. Son found it and sold it.
Son found it in the cigar box.
In the cigar box and sold it.
So what we need to do is connect Horatio Dawson to Kurt Buchholz. So I want to look at his autopsy report.
Okay, do you have access to that?
Yes, right here.
117. Oh, great! That's the next thing that I was going to do. Hold on. We already did this. Okay.
We are on the same page, I swear.
You go
It's our first time doing this.
You go through the staff entrance. You pass two policemen from the traffic department who are leaving the station while verbally assaulting a group of cuffed women being guided down the corridor to the cells. The girls do not hold back and repay the favor. The corridor turns into a cacophony of insults and curses. You try to simply walk by the group, but they struggle with the policeman leading them. Suddenly, one of the girls, hurling curses, breaks free and jumps towards the exit, chasing after the two policemen who have already left for the parking lot. You react instinctively. You catch her halfway and press her up the wall. Holding her, you call out for someone to take care of this mess. The rest of the women react wildly to the scene which just unfolded, and the corridor is chaotic for a few minutes. You retreat, pushing brutally through to take the corridor towards the archive. Behind you, you can hear insults being screeched at you. You approach the service window. You are lucky that Susie is on the job now. She is the favorite of the entire police station. With her, the job always gets done. The documents were already waiting for you. You fill out the application form to respect the procedure and take the files. A pleasant surprise. Okay. Post-mortem autopsy report. Horatio Dawson. Date of examination, June 15th, 1967. We're going to pull up Horatio Dawson.
Okay. Did we add his fingerprints? Yeah, we have. Okay.
Body of a man aged 42.
Okay.
Which adds up. Weight 192, height 5'11".
Wait. Okay.
Blood type A.
Okay.
Fingerprints. We already have.
He had gray hair at 42.
Yeah, I guess. Fingerprints. Do we already have his added here? Yeah, we do.
We should, unless there's
fingerprints
a different
Horatio
Dawson.
Okay. Internal organ condition unchanged. Alcohol and intoxicating substances in the blood not found. Oval bruise on the right calf just below the knee. Bruises and numerous abrasions on the face and on the left side of the neck. 1-inch bruise above the right temple. Bruises and longitudinal abrasions as a result of collision with a cuboid object. Wood splinters found in the wounds. So like he hit his head on the banister.
Okay.
It sounds like. Found in the wounds. The disc is separated, left shoulder twisted and cracked. Cause of death. Extensive trauma to the cervical segment, shifting to the 5th vertebrae.
He fell down the stairs.
Disruption of the nervous system, likely as a result of a fall from a height. Consultation with court pathologist. Howard Pine, analysis of the autopsy report. 111 courthouse. So if we wanted to go to the courthouse, we could do that. Ooh. I'd say we save the courthouse for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we end up there at some point.
We could go and check out his grave. Do we want to do that? When was
whose grave?
Horatio's.
When?
Just here? No. Here. I don't know where my goodness. I want to see. What's his age? So in 67, he would have been in his 50s.
We have 3 hours left in our day. Do we want to do this next 3-hour task
It's too short.
in the police station?
We had to figure out the connection between Bloodholtz and Horatio. We got to figure out how Bloodholtz got the watch to Horatio. How it got over here. Wait a minute. Didn't it?
Wasn't someone a World War II officer?
That's what I was
A
just
colonel in World War
thinking.
II?
Hold
Wasn't
on.
that Horatio? Or Samuel Brown or something? I think
Don't
it might have
miss
been Samuel
Horatio.
Brown. I think it might have been Samuel Brown.
I think it might have been. Isn't it Samuel Brown was the one I was like, that's him.
I think so.
Samuel Brown. And what was Samuel Brown's connection?
Retired Army Colonel, World War II veteran.
Born in 1912 instead of 1911.
Charged with fraud, corruption, and falsifying reports. Due to clerical error,
Yeah.
there was previously a wrong date. Salty!
That was the one we were like, that's all fishy, but we don't have any stuff on him.
Salty!
We don't have any. We got no fingerprints, nothing.
Right.
Great. All right. So, cause of death was a car accident. There's a lot of car accidents happening here.
We should do 106. We should do it right now.
What are we doing?
106.
Do I-
No, you don't do
Oh.
anything. We're gonna just go boop, boop, boop. You pass 3 cops who are talking about some suspect being on the move. Somebody saw him a few blocks from here. They cover their heads with their jackets and run out into the rain. In front of you at the end of the corridor, you see a ruckus in the lobby. A couple of policemen are struggling with a tattooed jock. You turn left, past the locker rooms and showers, then reach the evidence storage, which shares space with the archives. You fill out the application manually, sign 4 consecutive forms, and hand everything to Susie, who takes the forms and winks at you. You brace yourself for several dozen minutes of waiting. With a cup of nasty coffee in one hand and a phone in the other, you sit in one of the dozen or so wire chairs which stand along the wall. You have time to read on the internet about military operations during World War II. Finally, they call out your name. The archive employee brings you a dusty cardboard box. Inside, you find only a couple of items and torn scraps of typewritten paper, secured in a paper envelope labeled "Send to Lab 7/24/67." Over the writing, there's a stamp reading "Examination canceled."
Wonder why.
It says read 128, 129, and 135. So
Wow, that's a lot to read. So, do we need to send it to the lab now?
well, you can do that in a second.
Okay.
But first, we need to read 128, 129,
And
and
130.
135. Okay, 128 is a photo found in a shattered frame on the floor next to the desk in Horatio Dawson's room.
Oh,
The other
hello.
brass ashtray weighs approximately 3.3 pounds, found on the desk. Description, pendant, which suspect Marcus Owens bought at his pawn shop from Horatio Dawson. Owens later gave this to his wife, Lily Owens.
Later, Lily Garrett.
We already knew that was his ex-wife.
Okay.
Verify the authenticity. Okay. We are going to use these 2 tokens here. This one and
Do you have a picture of any of
this
the women?
one. You can see a picture of Lily, sure. She's the only. Christine doesn't have a picture.
Christine doesn't have a picture.
No, I don't think Lily does either. I don't think we have pictures of the women.
Okay, it would help if I could actually get
Okay.
my.
Verify the authenticity of the bill. You call the office and ask them to look for Dawson's signature, scan everywhere in the system. His military ID, letters, bills to the laundry, anything. They say they'll check out and call you back. You sit back in a metal chair and watch the policeman at the end of the corridor still struggle with the tattooed man, trying to bring him into custody. The guy is high on drugs and causing serious problems. 3 policemen barely manage to get him into the cell. Meanwhile, your phone bleeps. Check your email. You hear in the phone, You have a photo of Dawson's military ID with his signature. You do not need a graphologist to determine that the signatures look identical, the one on the receipt and the one on the card. The receipt seems to be real. You can imagine Dawson leaning over the counter on the pawn shop. His fingerprints must be there. Passing Owens a watch, picking up a pen, and signing the bill. Dawson sold it to Owens. Take the bill to the fingerprint research. 114. 114.
Can I look at that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on lab.
Not yet.
No?
Not yet. Especially not today.
Ah!
Make sure that's all the evidence. The contents of the box surprised you. The evidence is very poor, even for the time in which it was assembled. You know exactly how the evidence material collected at a crime scene should look. Every clue, every piece of paper, cigarette butt, hair, dozens of the smallest details should be taken into account. Instead, there are 3 measly items thrown into an old cardboard box. What a joke. It would be good to do something about it, but there isn't that much time, and it would require Delaware to let you through both the evidence and archives. That would delay the investigation. The procedural errors in the case of Dawson's murder have little to do with the mystery of the Pulse watch. You'll bring that up to add plot card 124 to case 2. Plot card 124 to case 2. That's right there. Okay. Okay, fuck you too, I guess. Wait, there's more on the back of this. Examine paper shreds, 118.
I'm looking at pictures, people's pictures, and this picture. See if I can recognize anybody.
Historical consultation of evidence material, 122, back at headquarters.
So Horatio was in the war. He must have been, because this was found in his safe. This picture was found in his safe. Not that you guys can see that. Let's see that. So, what I'm trying to do is figure out who these people could be.
Okay.
Does he look like any of them?
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe that guy.
I think it would be really obvious, I would think.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
No.
Alright, well, which one's Horatio? This is Horatio. So, who else do we have here? You know what? These two both look like they're photoshopped in. Let's see if we can
I'm
match
sure
this
the whole
one.
picture is photoshopped. We probably shouldn't go by that.
You think? The whole picture is photoshopped? Who else do we know was in the... Do you think that could be Giles?
He was born in 1937.
Oh, so no.
He would be a little baby.
Yeah, that's smart to figure that out. Alright. Oh, so that nose. That would... I don't see that nose. Unless that's supposed to be him. What's Rupert? Let me see Rupert. Rupert would look like his father did when he was younger. That's why I'm... Nope. Okay. I don't know who these guys are. I don't think any of them were Buttsfold either. Because that would have been a good connection right there. Nope, none of them are Buttsfold. Alright, so...
Okay. We are going to...
The lab. And what are we asking the lab
We're
to
not
do?
going to the lab.
Why are we going to the lab?
Because we have a funeral to go to.
Oh, fuck. Slater's funeral. Maybe we can get some information out of his wife.
Okay. The funeral, Richmond PD, 8 a.m. So we start at Richmond PD
Like, we have time for a funeral.
at 8 a.m. And then it's 1:34.
I'm never gonna get this solved. Just having to go to a funeral.
Takes again 2 hours. Of course it does. You arrive at Richmond PD. In the parking lot, there are over 20 policemen and women wearing formal uniforms with umbrellas in their hands. Within the next few minutes, even more cars arrive, until finally everyone gets into the cars and the procession heads to the cemetery. The grim weather and the nasty drizzle are a fitting backdrop to the ceremony. You park at a distance and stand in the back, watching in solemn silence. After it's finished, you talk to several policemen, jumping from topic to topic. The investigation of Slater's hit and run has slumped. The late Slater's wife is a tough woman. After all, she has been the wife of a police investigator all of her life. Slater was retired for 30 years, but he often stopped by the precinct. In the end, the weather forces everyone to flee back to their cars. If you want to talk about his old investigations and cases, come to the station, says your old pal Tarkovsky.
Okay.
It's dry there. We have donuts and coffee, and a few of Slater's
Donuts.
old friends will also be there. Oh.
I'm getting donuts now. I need a stretch. Yeah. And I'm getting donuts.
Do we want to talk to the widow?
Yes.
We have to.
Well,
We have to spend our only random token.
no. I don't want to talk to the widow yet. I want to go back to the precinct and talk to the boys about his old cases.
Or, well, it doesn't take any extra time to talk
Oh.
to the widow.
Really?
Right, but I can spend one of these to get one of these back so that we can talk to the widow.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
Standing under a tree away from the crowd, you think about Michael Slater. The crowd at the funeral proves that he was a good cop. Even though he was retired for quite some time, he was still in touch with his precinct. The ceremony is brief, but a bit pompous, as befits a cop's funeral. After the funeral, you follow the widow's car. Along the way, you consider whether you should disturb her right after the funeral. When you finally drive up to her house, you decide against it. You will come back. You know the address. Perhaps there are some notes about Slater's case in the house. With this on your mind, you leave to grab a quick brunch. If you decide to disturb the widow, we have to go to 104. Are we going to disturb the widow?
Let's do it.
Okay. 104. Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3. We did a 3-hour task is what we did.
Well,
The entire city is congested. The light drizzle finally turned into a downpour, and all of the streets came to a halt. You wasted an additional half hour in traffic, but you finally arrive.
right.
You wait in the car for a few minutes while watching the house, wondering if you really want to go in there and bother Mrs. Slater. You muster up the courage. You run to the house, jumping over puddles, and knock on the door. A young blonde woman with a nice smile opens the door. Yes, what can I help you with? Good morning. Can I talk to Mrs. Christine Slater? I'm acting under the authority of the FBI, you say, showing your ID card. This is not the best time. I'm sorry, I realize that. Whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Linda Evans. Aunt Christine is my grandmother's sister. I live here because I study history at the university. Please come in. Aunt Christine is upstairs. She's lying down because the doctor recommended rest. Please wait a moment. I will go get her. We're bitches.
We are.
You stay in the room. Mrs. Slater has just buried her husband, and now you are standing in her living room, ready to further spoil her day with questions about the former affairs of her husband.
Yeah, I know.
All right, add plot card 133 to case 2.
She might remember something she doesn't remember. It could be fresh right now. 'Cause she's thinking of it.
This.
Oh my god, the chili is so good.
Read questioning 104.
Just had to check it. Wow.
And we're just gonna fucking go for it. I'm just,
No one. So we'll put cheese on it. Should have gotten sour cream.
You take out Dawson's files from Slater's folder. You can guess from Miss Evans' reaction that this isn't the first time she's seeing them. You quickly ask about that. She reaches for a cup of coffee from a small white table. Thoughtfully, she says, I think my uncle was probably bored because he asked me to find this file. He said he wanted to check something. Sergeant Slater asked specifically about this file, Dawson's case from 67. Yes, he said he remembered something. Please tell me more. What exactly did he say? He was very upset. He said that these people are like ghosts. Sorry? Linda looked embarrassed. He mentioned something about ghosts haunting him every 10 years, that they were coming from another world. This surprised me because my uncle was a very reasonable and down-to-earth man. He did not believe in such things as ghosts. He did not say anything more. He mentioned that his superiors closed the case before he had a chance to properly tackle it. I think it bothered him. He tried to remember something, and maybe that's why he asked for these files. That's all. I understand. Thank you. Please accept my condolences. We will not bother you again, you add casually. That's what they taught you in the psychology courses. All right, and then we're interviewing Christine Slater.
Took about a half hour for the old lady to come downstairs. Her niece led her gently. She was walking slowly with a small wooden cane in her hand. She sat heavily in the armchair. Her eyes were red and swollen, and she was breathing heavily. Hope it's not the Rona. How may I help you? My husband's friends have been keeping me informed, but the FBI? I'm listening, she said in a quiet, tart voice. Mrs. Slater, please accept our condolences. We are here because a while ago, your husband was investigating a case that overlaps our own. Do you perhaps know if Mr. Slater had any notes from the old days? It was a really long time ago. Christine nodded her head. Of course, it piled up through the years. My husband always liked to keep things organized. He kept his documents neat. He usually wrote down just single words, head words. He had a great memory and used to say this was only to jog it. A bit funny, I know. That's the way Michael was. He kept the notes in the storage room under the stairs. She got up and opened a small door to the cabinet under the stairs. There, on the shelf, were boxes containing chronologically arranged notes. That's it. They're really well organized. On one of the boxes, there was a small gray file with 67 Dawson written across it. It appears to have been consulted and never returned to its box. Inside, there are papers and photographs. You start checking them out to see if there's anything connected to the case. Thank you, ma'am. Again, please accept our condolences. I think this is everything we need. So we're going to have a look at Slater's materials, and then we're going to add a token to the token pool.
So 132.
Mm-hmm.
Chevrolet, okay. Mustang. Cigarette butts. No diaries. Giles. Why didn't he have a weapon? Motive. Robbery. Front door. Jack says Lily Garrett is dying of diabetes.
That picture must have been Lily Garrett.
So that's what it looks like. And then the back is a picture.
Oh, that's the same picture. That, oh!
He's named them Nick Torn, Coxon, and Dawson.
Nick Torn.
Nick Torn. Okay.
All right.
That's the same picture there. What's the others? The 127.
But he doesn't know who this is.
No.
Okay, never figured that out.
1978, May 4th. Richard Briggs, 12:30 p.m. Young, probably military, caring for vets. V2, Army in Europe. Oh, 8th, 7th.
7th.
Oh, 7 Steps to Hell. Someone has that tattoo. Brenner, Coxon. Brown, their boss. Nick Torn didn't return buddies. Okay.
Hold on, I want to see that.
Well,
No, I can't.
yeah, I figured you would want it up close, but I was. And then this is Doctor, who he was. Asked about Dawson, Buckman, and Brown. Okay. And then 130.
That was in 1989.
Anna is the picture. Marcus and Day. Okay. He came in the back, went out front. Where are Dawson's diaries? Marcus? No. Doesn't make sense. New data. Giles is dead. Marcus caught. The top ordered to close the case.
When was that? 67.
June 15th. So it says Anna is the picture.
Brown, their boss.
Were we gonna go to Richmond PD to talk about the old
Yes.
case, or
Yes.
did we want to go to the lab? 'Cause we
Top
have stuff at the
order to
lab.
close the case.
There's a lot of stuff at headquarters that we haven't done.
All right. Well, let's go to what happens at headquarters. Can we look up Coxon or Brenner?
I mean, we don't have a first name.
Well, okay. I'm thinking Richard Briggs is the guy who gave him the names.
So maybe we can try Richard Briggs.
Yeah, try Briggs.
Two G's?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Security
whoa.
breach! Without an instruction. Fuck us.
Wait.
But we don't have instructions to read it.
Unauthorized exception.
Okay, fine.
Okay, but that's interesting. Maybe he's the higher up. Doctor, who he was, asked about. So a doctor asked about Dawson, Buchanan, and Brown in '89. Who's Brown? Giles? No. Samuel.
Brown was the colonel or whatever. I think he's trying to figure out if this was a doctor.
That's Brown.
You think?
Yeah. I do. Maybe. Who's Buckman?
We haven't met a Buckman.
We haven't met a Buckman?
No.
Okay. Did we ever get anything off the cigarette butts?
We haven't found cigarette butts.
What do you mean?
Unless it's in the... No.
Jack says Lily Garrett is lying, not dying.
Oh, even better.
Why?
What is she lying about?
Yeah, what is she lying about?
We can go back to...
Go back to Lily.
Well, we don't have any information on Lily.
We don't, do we?
We have literally no information on Lily, but we do have the questioning.
She's lying.
Of Rupert Owens.
Oh, she was his alibi. She was what's-his-face's alibi. Owens' alibi. Ex-wife Lily Garrett confirmed the suspect's alibi. Alright, so if he didn't have an alibi, he was involved in the robbery. So we know he was involved. Marcus was involved in the robbery. Because who's Jack that he would say Lily was lying? Do we know who Jack is?
No.
Jack says Lily Garrett.
I say we go to headquarters.
And how does Jack know? Alright, let's go to headquarters.
That takes an hour.
The day starts, doesn't it? New day. Start your new day.
We're not on a new day. Don't start a new day.
Okay.
Don't start
Alright.
a new day.
Okay.
Alright. And then should we just do it in numerical order?
They might have asked about it with Mom at the police station. Did they ask about it at the police station? Notice Rupert said that.
Well, we did further question Rupert. We're looking for Marcellus still.
Marcellus who?
Guy the lawyer for his father. Look.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Right here. Maybe his lawyer knows something. He had such a funny name, Marcellus or something. Was fat.
Fat dude.
Okay. We're gonna work overtime tonight.
Where are Dawson's diary? Marcus doesn't have them.
The computer on the desk behind you looks for connections between Dawson, Horatio, World War II, Europe, Veterans' diaries, interviews, memories, photos, archives, anything that will allow you to get more information about this man. Someone somewhere had to write something about him. Someone somewhere must remember him. In a letter from the war, on an interview, somewhere for sure. On the monitor, subsequent documents flash, download, get analyzed, and rejected. The computer on the right analyzes information about military tattoos and the expression 7 steps to hell. The image... Oh, that was something they suggested we Google. And the Mariner 5. The images flashed one by one on the monitor. It took you a few minutes to set up filters that would discard the results with prison tattoos. Without those filters, it would take weeks to sort through them. While these two behemoths are running down the information superhighway, dragging information through the fiber optic, you are battling the forms from the National Personnel Records Center in St. Louis, trying to find an application for Dawson's military files. Finally, you give up, pick up the phone, and make a call. A nice lady promises to take care of it personally. 10 minutes later, you receive your answer by email. We regret to inform you that the files of Mr. Dawson belong to a group of documents destroyed in a fire on July 12, 1973. All that is left is the following data, a catalog card from the inventory sheet. Regarding the conduct of the service, we do not have any information, although it can be concluded from the number of distinctions that it was exemplary. Horatio James Dawson.
So the color suggests the 3 basic combat branches, which make up a field army: blue for infantry, red for artillery, and yellow for armor. Veterans of the 7th Army worn a tab reading 7 Steps to Hell under the patch, but this tab was never officially authorized. And then the Mariner 5. Was a spacecraft.
Oh, did you want to look at this?
June 14th, 1967. At 12:01 a.m. was when that spacecraft. So he remembered it because of the spacecraft. Okay.
Rubenbeck
Rubenbeck
arrives out of breath and with a whole portfolio of documents under his arm. He is drenched from head to toe due to the heavy rain, which has been slashing the windows of Antares headquarters from early morning and causing traffic jams throughout the whole city. It was a miracle that he protected the documents from the downpour. He ran from the parking lot, holding the briefcase under the umbrella. He asks for a cup of hot coffee and a towel. A soggy coat and a hat land on a chair. He says that you have to hurry because in 2 hours he must return to the university. You prepare 2 coffees. Their cheap aroma spreads over the room and follows you to the top floor. Instead of sitting with the professor in one of the conference rooms on your floor, you take him to a small, cramped room at the end of the corridor, a secret hiding place known only to a few people from the department. You wink at Rubenbeck, pull out a pack of cigarettes, and put an ashtray on the table. Rubenbeck smiles and takes out a small box of tobacco for his pipe. He sips his coffee and begins to talk about Bluetholtz's story while he prepares his smoke. Read 116.
Oh, we got Bluetholtz's story.
There's not much about Bluetholtz in our files. He graduated with honors from the Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich in the medical department.
Doctor.
Ooh. University. From 1935, he belonged to the NSDAP. On April 24th, 1942, the Society of the Emperor Frederick in Berlin appointed the Central Research Institute and named him as the director of the institute. A young, ambitious, and very capable member of the Nazi Party, the ideal candidate, a year later in 1943, he was sent to a German-occupied Posen, where he was employed as the head of the Cancer Statistics Department, a fictional moniker that was supposed to camouflage the basic goal of the institute: advanced research in transplantology. We do not have much information from this period. One can only guess which atrocities were done under the guise of
Arizona.
research.
Been high again. Sorry.
No, don't worry. The last piece of information we have about him is that he fled south to Austria after the war under the fictitious name of Buckman.
Buckman! That's in here.
It's on the picture.
Is it?
No, it's not.
It's
I
not.
thought it was.
It's not
It's
on
right
the
here.
picture. Yeah, it's there.
Ask about Dawson Buckman. Doctor? Who he was. Okay. I suspect that he then went to Italy and then just dissolved into thin air like many other criminals who traveled in that direction. The German criminals generally bribed soldiers to guarantee their passage across the border. They paid with stolen pre-war jewelry, gold, and anything else of value. Then they disappeared, the watch, the pendant.
Yeah.
Do we have access to, we do.
What do we have access to?
The back, to look deeper, learn more about the spider organization.
Yes.
With every minute of this tale, it's clearer to you that if this German escaped from Poland and reached the States, you have a serious problem. The case is beginning to take a nasty turn and play out according to the darkest scenario. After all, this watch did not cross the ocean on its own.
Mm-mm.
And this organization, Spider? You ask Rubenbeck. Spider is an organization founded by Otto Skorzeny. We Googled him earlier.
We did?
We did.
Are we sure?
Yeah. We Googled Otto Skorzeny earlier. Was it in, I think it might have been in questioning.
Score? How do you spell it?
Hold on. Let's just Google this. Nope, it was not this one. Is it this one? I think it was the first thing we Googled. And you were like, this is a rabbit hole.
Oh, what was the first thing we Googled?
Was it in?
Blue pulses?
It was.
It was. All right.
Active participation in a criminal organization. Probable connection to. Okay. That's right. Okay, because he used the jewelry that got him to. Okay.
Yes.
He was hiding the assets of the SS and German industrials and transferring German criminals through the Vatican to Argentina and Bolivia. One of the routes led through the Brenner Pass on the Italian-Austrian border. Our own operation, Undertone, had finished in this region on May 4th, 1945. It was the last step. Why do we have so many of these? Okay. All right. Okay, next. You turn on the main monitor, the 80-inch beast made to order for Antares that is hanging on the wall across from your desks. You begin to pin the folders of data relating to Weber and Son. 2 desktop folders begin the data hunt. You use one of the machines to search the Virginia court files for cases conducted by Weber and Son. On the other, you find company employees, their accounts on social media, networking sites, photos, speeches, and anything else that could help you draw conclusions. You finish off some Chinese food brought in by someone from downstairs, and view data about Adam Weber on your laptop. His earnings, expenses, insurance, trips. Meanwhile, the 2 desktop PCs put everything that matters on the main monitor. Unfortunately, there is not much.
Of course not.
Weber and Son is a small law firm run by a father and son. Adam Weber, Owens' lawyer, is its owner. He claims neither his past income nor his affairs indicate anything interesting. He met Rupert Owens when the latter was caught on DUI charges. His son graduated from law school 3 years ago and has been a partner since then.
Okay.
And now we need to end our.
Did we already read 115?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was the Rubenbeck arriving.
That was what?
Rubenbeck arriving, and then we talked about Blue Colts.
All right. Can we search Buckman?
We tried that.
Did we just put in Buckman?
It said
Unauthorized search.
Unauthorized
That was
search.
the unauthorized. Okay. Can we check our FBI analyst?
we can only do that if a card has. So we'll have to go to the lab tomorrow.
All right.
It's the last day.
Shit. I'm gonna get figure this all out.
We have to start in.
Who's Brown? Am I just getting people all confused? I should have been taking notes.
I think we'll take the time to go through everything.
So there's Horatio Dawson. There's Nick Torn. Have we looked up Nick Torn?
We haven't been told to, so we can't.
Oh. Okay. We have to wait for it to tell us it's a lead.
Mm-hmm.
We can't take it as a lead.
Nope.
He went in the back and out the front. And the only thing upstairs is the office. Okay.
Okay, this is stuff.
A green Chevy sedan is not a Mustang.
Right, but did someone say they saw a Mustang? I think real quick.
Yeah, right here. Somewhere. I saw a Mustang somewhere.
No, I think it
In
was
his notes, there's something about a Chevy Mustang.
Chevrolet. Okay, Mustang.
Cigarette butts. No diaries.
Okay.
Where are the diaries? Where are the diaries?
Okay, we started with Kurt.
We need Horatio Dawson's diaries.
Okay, well, we started with Kurt. And Kurt led us to 115.
Okay.
Okay, which was Brubenbeck, which was 116. Which told us about Spider and how...
And Bachman. Learn more about the Spider organization.
Which we did. So then... That's how we learned that Kurt gave a soldier... Brown. The colonel.
Brown's the colonel. Samuel Brown.
But Horatio was a soldier, right? I'm not crazy?
No, Horatio was, because he's in this picture.
Right.
This is Dawson.
So, right. So he bribed Horatio to get him to Italy with the pendant and the watch.
Brown and Buchanan. Brown, their boss.
I don't think we need to go that deep right now.
All right.
We need to investigate the events leading up to the watch from Poland ending up in the Ying auction house.
I think somehow...
Discover all stages and find evidence to confirm them. So Kurt used the watch and the pendant to bribe Dawson to get to Italy. Dawson brought the watch and pendant home, where he sold them to...
We have no connection between Kurt and Dawson. We have no way of saying they met up.
Right, we don't have proof of that yet. But Brubenbeck said that the way that Germans escaped Germany was by bribing soldiers. How else would Horatio have ended up with this stuff if he wasn't taking bribes? And if Brown was his colonel, that could have been part of what the colonel was doing fraudulently.
Okay.
Okay. And that was that. 116, let's see that. Okay. Then we had Rupert Owens. Rupert Owens led to Marcus Owens. Marcus Owens led to 105. Led to this file on here, which led to these. File 1.
Okay.
Okay. Where we met Horatio Dawson. Okay. Horatio Dawson. Seven Steps to Hell.
Okay.
Who served in the 7th?
Personnel file of Samuel Brown. Did we get that? Did we do that right there? His personnel?
113 is this. Yes. Husky operation, undertone operation. Did we mention undertone? Salty.
I'm gonna break my phone.
I think we've officially decided lawyers are stupid and we don't care about them.
We could always go and check out his grave still.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what we're figuring out.
I think we're gonna have to do that. But isn't there something that could still go to the lab?
Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff.
We're doing the lab next, right?
I think so.
I think we should. I gotta close that door and get it.
Okay.
I'll get you home.
Samuel Brown. And Samuel Brown is charged with fraud. Scar on the right arm due to clerical error.
I think this is Brown.
I think. Hold on. Dawson. There's something in Dawson's file.
There is?
I think so. Nope, that's the fucking wrong one. Dawson. For assault of Colonel Samuel J. Brown, released due to charges being dropped. And then murder during a robbery in 1967.
Which is that one that we just read about.
Right.
So,
that's gotta be.
Wait, but so April of 67 was the assault on Samuel Brown. We can't see that file?
No.
No.
But then in June, Horatio gets murdered.
Horatio gets murdered, supposedly, by Giles. I think that Slater thought it was Marcus that murdered him.
That's possible.
That he murdered them all. But,
I think...
they murdered them both to get the stuff. But...
Who's in the...
What are you looking for? We haven't looked up Coxon or Nick Torn, but Nick Torn probably didn't return, it said.
Alright, this was...
He asked about Dawson's diaries and several times.
Right.
So let's do the lab work and see. Otherwise, it's going to have to be a good... We got to find those diaries.
That's kind of put this right there. That one's got just sort of a story. This one's also just sort of a story that gives information. This gives information. This gives information.
We lost our lab.
Hmm?
What happened to our lab stuff?
Well, we have that we can do for free. We just have to spend the token, and then we still have lab stuff. I'm just looking through things that we've already looked at. Examination canceled, which is why we were going to go to the lab. Blah, blah, blah.
We already read 107, or
Going to
we can't do that
118.
until we do this.
Okay, to the lab. No, we can't read that. Don't look at that.
My bad.
Okay,
To the lab?
to the lab. And then we're going to do 118.
Alright.
Because it's examining the paper shreds, which I think might help with
Hi,
the-
Cheesesteak.
Hello!
Have you played this game?
That's the voice I
So
use
can
on
you
dogs.
totally tell us if we're going down a freaking rabbit hole? Because I feel like
course
this
we're
whole
going
game's
down a
been a
rabbit
freaking
hole.
rabbit hole.
Okay.
Alright.
3 hours.
Oh, this game. It's not easy. Oh, good to know. Okay.
Okay. Fortunately, the road is not bothersome, and after a dozen or so minutes, you reach the laboratory. You
Okay.
scan your badge at the entrance and go to the 8th floor. As you pass a glass door, the outside world disappears. Only the whiteness and silence of the registry office remain. You log into the system, check the type of evidence check the type of evidence, number of items to be examined, approximate dimensions, scope of research, and as usual, you tick the high priority procedure box. 2 hours later, you receive a notification that the tests have been completed and are provided an access code for the encrypted files containing the results. Evidence, paper shreds from a typewriter with fingerprint marks.
Ooh.
At the edge of the torn fragment, an incomplete set of fingerprints from the upper part of 4 fingertips has been found. Prints made when the paper was being torn away.
Oh yeah, we need to see that.
Just match. Alright.
I'm betting it's brown.
Matches the fingerprints on the brass tray, which are Horatio's. In addition, ink particles were obtained from the typewriter's roller. By developing a paper wrap matrix relative to the roller, some words were able to be identified.
Wait, it doesn't say it's ratios.
Fingerprint on brass ashtray.
Yeah, but there could have been more than one.
No, there was. Stop! I'm working on it. Fingerprint traces found in Horatio Dawson's home. Henry Giles. But then there are more fingerprints in the ashtray. Marcus Owens, cigar box, Henry Giles. Okay. Read file 118.
Oh, look, Richard Briggs is on there.
And you didn't score well. Oh!
We don't know how we score yet.
Listen, bud. Kill Nick, hand it, accomplice, non it, valuable, ant to test it, other, bless.
Bolts.
We can try and decipher the letter.
Kill Nick Torn.
We're going to try and decipher the letter.
Hand something accomplice.
You have a flair for word games. In college, you used to spend hundreds of hours on such quizzes. You sit at the computer and run a few simple programs, which, based on similar documents from this period, check the potential versions of the text in the context of the case and additional keywords. It is obvious that you will not be able to reproduce what the author wrote precisely, but you can probably get some additional information. Finally, after a few minutes of work adding words, eliminating evident misses, and, let's be honest, good fun, you conclude at the most likely variant. Killed, no match, Nick. Handed, accomplices, they did not notice valuables. Want to testify together with Blutholz.
Oh.
No match,
Nick? Oh, as in no match. Alright.
You download the report on the laptop and forward it to Antares. You are about to leave the lab when you suddenly think of something. You return to the delivery room, enter the signatures of the cigar box, then enter the menu of the scope of research and choose soil, seeds, and others. Wonder what they will make out from these seeds. High priority again. You wait. A few minutes later, you get the results. Evidence. Seeds in a soil sample taken from the cigar box. So these should match.
Horatio.
Yeah, I said.
You know that.
86, TTY, and TTA 4. Oh, motherfucker. I knew it wasn't found. I didn't put the dash.
And it's a 4 at the end.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No. But it does match the seeds and soil sample from the ceramic pot.
His flower shop.
And it's a pretty little flower.
Okay.
Florida tassel flower, occurring in the natural state only in Louisiana, Texas, California, and Hawaii.
So Dawson probably got it over here.
Someone's from Texas.
Dawson's from Texas.
Okay.
Is there anybody else from Texas?
I don't think so. We have another lab, or we can do field work, or the courthouse store headquarters. But
Let's do the lab with field work. Let's finish off the lab. Yeah?
okay, we don't know how long it'll take. 2 hours apparently. 1, 2. Okay, another visit to the laboratory building. The scanner reads your badge and you hear an automated "Welcome back" going up to the 8th floor. You wonder if the person who programmed this system wanted to be really nice or really sarcastic. You pass through the glass door and delve into the world of the lab's silence. You log into the system, enter the evidence signature of the invoice, select a piece of paper in the options, select a photo of fingerprints, and select the high priority procedure. You wonder if there are any investigators who do not check this option. The lab assistant picks up the bill and secures it in a string bag. He scans the number, and the screen with your application immediately lights up in red. You approach the screen. High priority procedures unavailable. Contact 804-555-6687 for more info. Damn. We have so many. We're spending 2 tokens to finish the
You
procedure.
put 3 in there.
No, only 2.
Alright.
You receive a notification about the completion of the analysis. You log into the laboratory system and choose the option to send the report via an encrypted path directly to the Antares database. You provide the case number and verification code, fingerprints on the pawn shop bill. Okay. FJED 54-KLMDF6. Ooh, Marcus Owens! But we already knew that.
You knew that.
Okay, and then the other is YU3456-BHUY84. Horatio Dawson sold the gold watch to Marcus Owens.
Aha!
We already knew that too!
Yeah, but now we have we have evidence to prove that. We may have known it, but we didn't have evidence to prove it.
Okay. We only have 2 hours left in our day, which means we can travel somewhere and
yeah, field work. I want to go check out his funeral. I mean his grave.
okay.
It's at Virginia Veterans Cemetery.
Overtime. Can we go overtime on the last day? Hold on.
I hope we can. We're on our last day already?
Yep. We have 4 days. Okay.
It's my baby roll.
Okay. We don't really have a choice, but okay. So 1 hour to get to field work, and then 2 hours for this. The military portion of the cemetery is clearly well cared for. The grass is being regularly trimmed, and in the central point of the quarter stands a tall white flagpole with a billowing American flag. On the freshly cut grass, you can clearly see wheel tracks, like those of a garden cart or a wheelchair. Dawson's grave is decorated with a wreath that is slightly wilted, certainly from the anniversary of his death. A candle is burning next to it. On the gravestone, in addition to the usual dates, there is a strange inscription. "This is my last distinction, then we will be together." Sad. In the cemetery office, you learn that Dawson's grave is anonymously paid for once a year via bank transfer. You can track it back, but it will take some time.
How much?
Tracking the source of payment for Horatio Dawson's grave, spend 2 tokens from the token pool and add plot card 112 to case 4. Oh, now I actually have to, put them in the right cases.
Wait, case 4?
Yeah.
That's not the case we're on.
Nope, that's not.
So
We're helping ourselves in the future.
in the future. Okay.
112. Case 4. Okay, and then we can spend one of these to use one of these. Excuse you.
Get our private eye.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go to the cemetery office. It is a low, white building with several windows containing flower pots on the sills. In front of the building, there's an information board with a lot of notes. You eye it for a moment. Nothing interesting. Just announcements about grave care, flower delivery, and candles. The building is quiet, has a stone floor, and is pleasantly cool. In the room with the tag management, there's a young man, no more than 25 years old. Maybe that's why you had no issue getting access to the cameras that monitor the cemetery. You can see that the kid is very excited about your case. The surveillance footage is recorded on a monthly basis and stored on a server.
Yes.
Interestingly, the record of Dawson's death anniversary is damaged.
Ah.
Ineptly, as if someone wanted it to look like a glitch. When someone has watched as many surveillance videos as you have, you won't be fooled so easily. Further, cracking the computer security of the cemetery office is a piece of cake for any hacker. Except for the investigators and cemetery staff, no one seemed to have visited the grave within the last month. Unfortunately, the monitoring cameras do not cover the surrounding trees. That was kind of pointless. Alright, and that is the end of what we can do.
That's it?
That's it.
We can't prove anything else? There's no more field work or nothing we can do?
No, it's the end of our day.
Our PI can't do anything?
No.
Fuck us. Alright, so what do we have to write our final report?
Well, we can talk about things more.
Well, why don't we
amongst
look and see what the
ourselves.
final report, what we have to do for it? How to fill it out? That kind of shit? We get something. When we write a report action, you add.
That's something that we could have done once a day to gain.
Oh, so we could have written a report every day?
It takes an hour.
Yeah,
And it
but
just
we
gives
probably
us these-
should have.
No,
Isn't
it
that
just
how
gives
we
us
win,
these
though?
tokens.
How do
No.
we win? What's our score?
All right. After the game ends, you cannot read lead cards that you did not draw, so we can't touch this deck and we cannot flip this over. Or
Why didn't we do that?
Because we did other things.
Okay.
Wait, this one?
Yeah.
We probably did do that. We did do this one. There's
Oh.
one that we didn't do.
No, we did do it. The lab?
No,
was this.
there was one going to... Oh, this one. We ended up not going to the police station, which I think I already put back. So never mind. We're good.
Yeah,
We're
we
fine.
did do that.
Okay. Okay. Each I don't know answer is worth 0 points. Each wrong answer is worth minus 1 point. It is almost impossible to score the maximum number of points for each case.
Okay, so we do that in the final report.
Yeah. So you will automatically, the main questions are worth the most points. Additional questions are worth the least points. You will automatically receive additional points for each piece of matched evidence you entered into the Antares database, worth more than additional questions, but less than the main questions. Additionally, you will be prompted to input the number of stress tokens you've collected. For each stress token, you will lose 1 point, and we've got 6.
How do you know we have 6?
Because they're right there.
These?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Once you complete your report, the Antares database will automatically calculate your final score, then announce whether you have won the case. If you win, great. Celebrate a job well done.
Are we ready to go there?
Sure.
You should finish your game first. Are you ready now to see and answer questions for case? A man with a golden watch. Can we take more days?
No.
Okay, then yes. I guess we are ready. Are we ready?
Sure.
All right. So, Doreen Rupert's found the watch beneath the floorboards of the porch of his family home. And he got the watch from his mother? No, he found it under the floorboards. Are we supposed to answer this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. We also conclude that Marcus Owen, the father of Rupert, was a previous owner of the watch, which he bought from Horatio.
Dawson. Or, yeah. No, he bought it. We have the...
Yeah, the pawn receipt.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, the watch was in the possession of Horatio Dawson, and we believe that
He received it
he
as
has
a
a
bribe.
bribe while stationed at Brenner Pass.
Mm-hmm.
As for where Kurt Buchholz got, our team was able to deduce that he stole it from
Yep, he was
the museum in Posen.
Yep.
Yeah. Or,
That's
yeah.
it.
Those findings conclude our investigation in the matter, but Delaware sends you an email with some additional questions. First of all, were you able to determine who might have killed Horatio Dawson? I think it was Marcus Owens.
Why?
Because Horatio's diaries are missing. We know that Lily was lying about the alibi. And wasn't it Marcus who had the run-in with Brown?
Horatio had to run in with Brown.
Oh.
I think it might have been Henry Giles.
That was our suspect. That was our main suspect.
Right, who got shot in
But
the end.
we didn't, the gun wasn't with him.
With who? He got shot by police officers.
No, there was a weapon. I know that what's-his-face was asking about the weapon here. I saw it. Dawson, Buckman, and Brown.
Working as Giles' silent partner, informed Giles that Dawson had more valuables. However, he denied being involved in the robbery. Testimony of Marcus's ex-wife, Lily Garrett, confirmed the suspect's alibi. He said Lily was lying.
Uh-huh.
Don't think he's the one who killed him, though.
And
Was shot dead during the attempted arrest on the following day. In the car, there were the day's sales from a flower shop, a .38 caliber revolver, and an old .08 Parabellum pistol. All items were collected during the police investigation.
so Horatio Dawson fell down the stairs or was beaten.
He fell, is kind of what we decided. But I think he had been...
Beaten as well.
Yeah.
From the autopsy. Probably with the brass ashtray. So there's a footprint. Floor type A blood traces were found in the corridor from the entrance of the door frame. So yeah, he probably... I think it was made to look like Giles did it.
Okay, then click Marcus Owens.
Okay. And from what I can see of Mr. Dawson, he was a soldier in the 7th Army. Do you know about the officer that might have been involved with Dawson?
Other than Samuel Brown?
Oh, other than Brown?
No, I mean, that's who I think it was.
Yeah. That's what I think it was too.
Involved. That might have been involved. Yeah, just click Brown.
See what he says.
We 6.
We use 6?
Yep.
Oh, that's a lot. Whoops.
What are you doing?
Wait. Okay, 6.
Yeah, click it.
Final score.
I'm so nervous.
So what?
Oh my gosh, what is it?
Okay, 18 out of 24. Is that good?
Okay.
Oh, stress points minus 6. Wait, you finished your job for the time being before heading to the nearest pub for dinner. The whole team meets with Delaware in his office. Thank you very much for completing your investigation, and make no mistake, this was an important case. He smiles briefly and points to the screen. I've read your report. I've also done a little bit of my own research. Let me point out some things I find particularly interesting. First of all, Mr. Owens Jr. It seems that you were right about that. He found the watch underneath the floorboards on the porch of his family home. It seems that his father hid the watch there. Rupert Owens is just a small fish, a local swindler who needed money, so he sold the watch to the auction house. Your investigation has determined that the previous owner of the watch was Rupert Owens' father, Marcus. You believe that he brought it from Horatio? Yeah. I believe Horatio Dawson was in dire need of money and tried to sell his valuables to Marcus, including the watch. That tipped Henry Giles to rob his house. Now, Mr. Dawson makes this case really interesting. He seems like an important piece of the puzzle. You think he received the watch as a bribe. While he was probably an honest guy and a good soldier, Horatio Dawson was most likely pressured by his fellow soldiers to take the bribe from a rich German who wanted safe passage.
Oh.
The rich German had to be Kurt Buchholz himself, escaping Europe under a fictional name. So that brings us to the last piece of the puzzle. How did Kurt Buchholz get the watch? You believe he stole it from the museum. I agree with that. Yes. I specifically stated that the watch was robbed from the museum. It must have been bloody during the escape. Well done. I believe your report is sufficient for administration to explain to the Polish government how the watch stolen from them during World War II ended up in the U.S. You can be proud of yourselves. The very first Antares investigation is a success.
Great. Go back to the Antares database.
Woohoo!
Nailed it. I mean,
Hey, did we do as
we
well
can
as
do
you?
too. Well, he
Yeah.
said that they didn't score well.
Yeah.
Did you not score well? Sorry, I don't even know if you're still here.
We
Dr.
got
Tuesday.
18 out of 24. I think that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And we would have
Well,
gotten
and
24
we
out of
would've got-
24 if we hadn't used any of our stress tokens.
Yeah.
So it really was everything we said. Marcus was the one that killed him.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah!
All right.
This is a great game. Oh my god, this is so much fun. All right. So, thank you for joining us. And now that I'm all excited about this, dig deeper. What was that? The little advertisements there. I was like, what? See, look.
Dig
look,
deeper
look.
is it's a thing that we can do. That's how we
Somebody give us dig deeper for my birthday. I got this for my birthday last year. All right. So, that is. Look at that. They have all these different ones. Natural causes, blood, ink, and tears. All right. Sorry. Or are those our cases to come?
No, we're doing this one.
Ah.
And so we've done case 1 and now we're on case 2.
Aha. All right. So join us next time, which, if not before, will be next Thursday. And, right?
Right, but probably not on this game, right?
No. This game you won't see now for a month or more because of our rotation of getting through all our games or attempting to. So, but we're definitely going to revisit it because this was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have fun?
I did.
I had fun. And we've had requests for Fortnite and Among Us and Soul Calibur. And I've been looking at them. I'm probably going to check out Among Us and Soul Calibur, but I'm not so sure about Fortnite. So stay tuned, subscribe, follow, and you'll never miss a single, it's not really 9, is it? A single stream. And who knows, maybe we'll just get a thing and come back and play a video game later. You never know. That's why you subscribe, because of our subscribe streams. Did I say that right? Surprise streams?
You said it almost right.
Almost right. Y'all take care now. You hear? Mwah! Bye! Thank you. And I can't actually do this.
Oh, hey.
Maybe I can.